Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Cris Cyborg versus Holly Holm the day after. Stay tuned. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more fighting. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in fighting. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, I did my post-fight commentary for UFC 219. Overall, a little bit disappointed with the card. I expected more thrills, but we had some solid fights and performances. Khabib Nurmagomedov, what he did with Barboza, I thought was very, very impressive, because he was in there with the lethal striker and he made it look like light work, and especially in round 1 towards the end, just beat the shit out of Barboza, made it look uncompetitive. Then the main event, thought it would have some more energy and action, but it was still solid, and that's sometimes what you get when you have, kind of like in boxing, Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman. I expected it to be an all-out war like Sean Porter and Keith Thurman, but when you have two prime names, no one's trying to make mistakes, things like that. They're strategizing, trying to game plan. They, they feel the other person's best weapon and things of that sort. So you don't always get this all-out war, even if you expect one. But it was still solid. Cyborg defeats Holm via 5 rounds. Holly Holm, very valiant, showed a lot of gall to go 5 rounds with Cris Cyborg, go the distance. But let's talk about the day after. You guys see the picture. This is a before and after picture of Holly Holm before she obviously fought Cris Cyborg, an old photo, and then after she fought Cris Cyborg. You know what I mean? I think this was last night. So you see the swelling is setting in. Her eye is starting to close. To me, I don't know if she's missing a tooth, but it kind of looks like she's missing a tooth, or maybe had some kind of dental, like some prosthetic tooth. I don't know, but it looks like, to me, it looks like her tongue's sticking out of a empty hole where a tooth is supposed to be. So it's funny to me, man. I did my post-fight commentary, and most people agree with me, I would say, but there were some people that I seen online in general, on Twitter and on my video too, leaving comments like, "Oh yeah, you're so biased. The commentary's so biased. Holly Holm did this and that, and the fight was super close." I told you guys, I really didn't see that. I didn't see it. I thought it was competitive enough. I think Cyborg was dictating the pace, inflicting the larger damage. She outlanded Holly Holm in virtually every single round. And I mean, so from a numerical, stat point of view, Cyborg wins. From a physicality, just looking at war wounds, Cyborg wins. I mean, Cyborg's face looked pretty clean at the end of the fight, and that's not how you judge a fight, but I'm just saying, in what category did Holly Holm dominate or win? You know what I mean? Like I said, from a physical point of view, Holly Holm looks a lot more busted up. And again, I'm from New Mexico. I was born in New Mexico, near White Sands. Holly Holm's from New Mexico. But I on my channel, I keep it a buck, and that's how it is, and that's how it's going to be, because the ego said so. You know what I mean? And I got to keep it real, like I always do. You have to have a backbone in this industry. So, I mean, I don't really care if people are mad. I just call it how I seen it. And to me, it was competitive. But to me, Holly Holm, I think some of her game plan did not fare well. Like the first couple rounds, maybe first 2 rounds, she was using some legs, some foot speed, circling, creating distance, and then taking stands. She was did really good, very strong in the clinch. And I think she thought that was going to wear down Cris Cyborg, break her spirits, stop her from coming forward with that pressure between that and those pot shots. But it didn't work. Cris Cyborg stayed to the game plan, kept cutting off the cage and bringing a relentless pressure. And the other thing I noticed too, Holly Holm, like I said, when she fought Ronda Rousey, her foot speed and her movement was creating a lot of issues for Ronda Rousey, because as we know, Rousey's not a good stand-up fighter. She's more of a judo girl, and it's really about her ground game. You know what I mean? But you've seen Cris Cyborg with her power, her striking ability. She was inflicting more damage and actually winning the stand-up battle. She was patient, composed, and she was catching Holly Holm even as she was on the back foot with harder shots and counters. You know what I mean? And there's a point where I believe Holly Holm got rocked at the end of a round. I thought Cris Cyborg was a bit more aggressive in round 5 than she was in the first 4 rounds. There was a small part where it looked like Holly Holm took a little stand and buzzed Cris Cyborg, but all in all, it wasn't enough for me to give her the rounds. But you guys see the aftermath. This is her face after. What's next for Cris Cyborg? I don't know. She wants to fight Megan Anderson. Amanda Nunes has expressed interest in maybe moving up and fighting Cris Cyborg. Brazil versus Brazil. Two girls, excuse me, that are strikers. That would be good. And Cris Cyborg even expressed interest in wanting to go to boxing. Cecilia Brecker said, "I'll fight Cris Cyborg," right? Then you have Clarissa Shields. So maybe something like that could happen if no one wants to see her. But again, there's no disrespect to Holly Holm. Shout out to a valiant performance. But I had Cris Cyborg winning all the way. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people in the fight game, fight critics and stuff, they just go off of emotion. They go off of emotion, who they want to win. And, you know what I mean? The fact is, people don't like Cris Cyborg. They call her a cheat and a man and all this extra shit. But if you're talking about the fight, to me, Cris Cyborg handily won the fight. It was still competitive. But to me, Holly Holm, there's some things she could have done differently. Like, I didn't like how she was doing those war cries and like karate keys right before she would attack. You know what I mean? That, to me, that was weird. Like, ah, ah, ah! You know what I mean? So you know she's coming when she kept doing that. You know what I mean? So it kind of you're supposed to catch your enemies by surprise. Like, look at old war strategists and old stories like the Trojan horse. You know what I mean? They came in the Trojan horse. They thought they gifted them this big ass Trojan horse, and inside it was an army of fighters, and then that's how they penetrated the, you know what I mean, the castle or whatever, right? So you every time you go to punch, making them Chung Lee noises, spinning star kick, it just doesn't make sense. So I don't know. That's just a kind of a bad habit I noticed that Holly Holm probably needs to break. But that's it. The day after, you guys see it, Cyborg Holm. Shout out to both ladies. At the end, I'm just happy we got to see it because it's the fight that needed to happen in the women's division. Shout out to Cris Cyborg on the victory, and shout out to Holm for holding her own, pushing Cyborg 5 rounds. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe to next video's ego son. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.